To begin this part of the tutorial, we'll start with saving. Press the blue menu button in your non-drawing hand and go to Save. From here, you can save onto the cloud or on local. I'll save on cloud, and then I'll save on local. The next part is reference images. Press the blue menu button in your non-drawing hand and go to Reference Images. From here, you can use the grab sphere and push up or down on the thumbstick to expand the size of it. And you can bring in headphones and other things that you'd like to reference during your creation of this geometry. You'll notice that there's a blue anchor highlighted around the border of these images. What that means is that if you grab it and press the blue button in your non-drawing hand, it now becomes part of the scene. However, when it's anchored, it's independent of the scene. I prefer to keep them independent, but it's good if you're tracing orthographics to have it as part of the scene. The next thing that we're going to cover is the mirror style. So we're going to press the blue menu button. We'll go to Settings, Sketching Aid, and Mirror. Here, you have three options: hidden, which is what we're going to use, fixed, or auto scale. Now, we're going to go into layers. So again, pressing the blue menu button, go down to Layer, and we'll make 3 layers here. Everything is on layer 1, so we're going to call this JPEG. We'll call this ink, and we'll call this ear pads. All right, now to move the ink into that layer, we're going to expand our grab sphere and drop it into the green bucket. That way we can edit the visibility and make sure it's locked. We're also going to lock our JPEGs. Now, we're going to start with the Revolve. To begin to create our geometry, we're going to press the purple button in our non-drawing hand. We're going to go to Revolve. And here, by feather or half holding in our non-drawing trigger, we can determine the axis that we're working on. I'm also going to go back to the purple button, go to Revolve, and I'm going to go to point mode. You can use mixed input mode, but I think point mode works better in this scenario. So, by trigger selecting with your drawing hand, you can begin to create edit points. And by using your non-drawing hand trigger, you can terminate the geometry. Here, we're going to try to create the earmuffs and just kind of like the leather puffiness that kind of sits on your ear. That's what we're going for right now. Once we have this the way we want it, we can change the color and the size. So to change the size, I'm going to grab it, and then using both my hands, using the grab buttons, I can scale it to this guy's ear. Now the next part is I want to create a torus or a primitive inside. So I'm going to use the smart move to move it away from his head. I'm going to press the purple button in my non-drawing hand, go to Primitive Shapes, and I'm going to go to Torus. Here, this is a two-hand gesture. By going up and down, or right and left, you can manipulate the geometry that you're creating. So once we have that the way we want it, I want more contrast between these two pieces. So I'll grab this leather piece, push down, and kind of have an earth tone brown leather is what I'm looking for. All right. And then I'll go in here and make sure this is how I want it, centered on the apex of the leather. If I want more precise movement, what I can do, particularly for rotation, is use the grab button in my drawing hand and swipe to the left. Here I can use the grab tool, the precision movement tool, trigger select the object that I want to use, and swipe right or left on my thumbstick. That'll give me rotation options, as well as movement options. Once I have it the way I want, I'm going to expand my grab sphere, use precision movement again, and bring these headphones into his head to press against the skull. And you can see we're using the original sketch, even though we're not manipulating the geometry in it. The next part, we'll name it layer 1 for now. I want to grab and manipulate this geometry by duplicating it. I'll go back, stack my hands, and trigger select once in order to create a new version of the same geometry. So now that I want the outer piece that's plastic that'll be mounting to the frame, first of all, I'll make it a different color. So I'll go back, use the color wheel, and make like a cream, like a vintage color. It's a little bit too pastel. There we go. We'll edit this and create a piece that we would like to see sit on the outside and mount to our frame. Again, using precision movement and doing what we can with our edit points to make it line up in an attractive way to the muffs. Maybe this piece outside is a little bit skinnier and has a little bit more of a crease to it. So now that we have that, we have both of our pieces. Again, we can expand our grab sphere and bring it to press against the skull. The last thing that we're going to do is create the final piece that the frame will attach to, specifically a fastener. So we're going to press the purple button. We're going to go to primitive shapes. We're going to go to soft cube. This is a two-hand gesture as well. And we can continue to manipulate it along its 3 axes.